What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Bioshock Infinite! So, we are fast approaching the factory here where Jeremiah Fink is, and he's quivering in his boots in the fear of the onslaught of the Vox Populi, which have joined our side temporarily, or rather, we've joined them, just kind of out of necessity. Couple bodies here to loot. We basically just entered a new level, so that huge area back there that took up the main square of Finkton there is now, we finally moved on from that. So there's a turret here I'm going to go ahead and possess because that extra firepower is really going to help out, and anything that gets that turret off of me is going to be really helpful. We're coming up one of the hardest encounters in the game, if I didn't say so before in the last video, so we really want to be prepared for this. And I honestly don't have that great of a strategy figured out. Like, I've got a general idea of what I'm going to do, but there's really not a whole lot I can say about it. It's just going to be very difficult. If I didn't say so before, I know I said so in one of the previous videos. There's a Vox Beast there looking very, very intimidating with his rocket launcher there. He will in no way become a threat to us later in the game. No, sir. Anyway, if I didn't say, I know I said so before in one of the previous videos that it was the 2-year anniversary of Bioshock Infinite, so Rational Games, of course, had a sale on their website. What's left of Rational Games, for that matter. There's a new piece of gear here. I really don't think I need that, but it is kind of nice. So I was able to pick up the complete edition of Bioshock Infinite, which I don't know why they were not able to get away with calling it the Game of the Year edition, because I know, you know, it was basically a two-way tie between this game and The Last of Us for all the Game of the Year awards that year, so why they couldn't have called it the Game of the Year edition, I really don't know. When, you know, they seemed pretty okay with calling the first game tied to Game of the Year edition with Oblivion for that year, so, you know, why not? In fact, they released them both in the same pack at one point, which was pretty cool. This moment right here is kind of before I get too sidetracked here. That limited edition, or I'm sorry, that complete edition was like only $10, so it's 75% off. And it's a welcome addition to my collection, and you cannot go wrong with that. The game with all its DLC for only $10, you know, pick it up while you can. And the sales, I think, is over by now by the time I'm making this video. But in the last couple videos, I'd had it for a while, and I just hadn't mentioned it. Pretty much since the 26th, I've had it. But this moment's kind of weird here because looking at all the machinery, we're kind of reflecting back on the absolute insanity of what has just unfolded here, all the chaos.
Mr. Lin? My God, I was so set on getting to Paris. I didn't really think that...
You couldn't have known this would happen.
I had a role in this catastrophe. If you want to pretend that we're purely innocents in this, then that's your prerogative, but...
Hello? Fink?
I saw you die, Booker. Saw it with my own eyes.
Fitzroy. Listen, I got you your guns. I'm here for my airship.
But my Booker DeWitt died for the Vox Populi. You either an imposter or a ghost. My Booker DeWitt was a hero to the cause, a story to tell your children. You just complicate the narrative.
Damn it, Fitzroy, we are Booker. I don't know how you expect us to prove it, but whatever's gotten your panties in a bunch, we want nothing to do with it. What's going on, guys?
Come on, people!
No. No, 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 no. We are not playing this game today, guys. No. No. Y'all can sit down now. Okay. So yeah, the Vox have turned on us. Lovely. Just great. More bloodshed. Yeah. So that lasted a whole long time, that temporary alliance there. So now it's us against everyone again. And now we have to fight the Founders and the Vox at the same time, and it's horrible.
These holes have shown me yet another wonder, though I've yet to see the application for it. They illuminate a merger of machine and man that is somehow the lesser yet the greater of both parties. The process seems to be irreversible. Perhaps, though, have some need of this kind of thing to keep watch in that tower he is building.
Alright, so we get the Vigor Undertow, which is actually a really good Vigor. Probably one of the best ones in the game, actually. Late game, that is. The only one you get in the late game that's really worth anything. We still have one more to go before we have all of them. And the game does give you all of them in a linear, scripted way. It's not like in the previous Bioshock games where you can kind of pick and choose the ones you think you're going to use. Which meant that in the previous games, there was a lot of them that I deliberately did not get. Kind of like the Target W or the Decoy, that kind of thing. I didn't really care for it. Very critical we go find this upgrade station here, because I do want to increase the damage on stuff like the hand cannon here. That's really going to come in handy for later in the game, and all the other weapons that I've made critical, like here's another one for the sniper rifle. And I have a ton of money right here, but like I said, I want to still have probably over $1,000, just to be absolutely safe, because like I said, this is a very tough encounter coming up here. There's a terrible invisible wall right there. Anyway, the Undertow, what it does is its primary function is it releases a blast of water which knocks back enemies over railings and such, and it can be used to toss enemies off the side of Columbia for instant quick kills. The secondary function is to charge it and then you target an enemy and draw it towards you, which can be also very useful. There's Fink up there. Not that we want to save him or anything, but Viceroy's got to stop. Well, if she's between us and our freedom, I guess we gotta put her down. Alright, so there's gonna be a big encounter breaking out here. There's a fireman gonna start things off, and I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate the secondary function of the Undertow there. What it does is, because it makes the enemy soaked in water, you can Vigor combo with the Shock Jockey for very explosive results. As you can see, it gradually sucked away the health of that enemy that I shocked with it. And so, basically just made for a quick kill. It's very effective against the fireman here by making him more susceptible to damage. And then you can follow up with the Shock Jockey and get a quick kill on that fireman too. He put up no fight whatsoever. That was a very quick fireman kill. And so I think I'll probably be using the secondary function more often, but like I said, there are times later in the game especially where being able to knock enemies off the side is very, very good. But the utility of this thing is undeniably good, and the fact that it's basically this game's replacement for the telekinesis and or wind blast thing from the first Bioshock. So again, just like if there's an enemy that's too close to you, you can just kind of push them away. It's not great on damage, but it's more of a traditional plasma type of ability than it is the Vigors in this game we've all come to know and love. It's more about kind of inflicting a condition, a status on an enemy, so to speak, than it is about actually damaging them directly. So I want to try to thin out as many enemies in this encounter as I can. I want to keep the sniper rifle for this encounter, and I want to keep the volley gun, primarily because there's going to be a handyman in this encounter, and I want to be able to stun lock him as best I can. Now I want to take out most of these other enemies before the handyman gets in here, because the more enemies that are dead by the time I have to deal with the handyman, the better, because that's really where the... Oh god, there he is, okay. That's what's really going to give me a hard time, is the handyman. This is probably the toughest handyman fight in the game. And it's a Vox handyman nonetheless, so... Not sure how that works. I thought all the handymen were made by the founders, or, you know, maybe it was a Fink thing, and they just decided to act on their own volition and, you know, join a Vox if they chose. But then again, you know, no enemy really in this game is forced to pick a faction, really, because the fact that, you know, they even reprogram Patriots to fight for the Vox. I mean, nothing is sacred in this game. So, there's a carbine there if you need it. Up on one of those platforms, as you saw, there was a tear for another sniper rifle. I need to keep moving as fast as... Oh, that was a gruesome kill there. I need to keep moving as fast as possible to stay away from these guys. There's a Tesla coil there that you can bring in from a tear, and that will deal electric damage to enemies in its vicinity. You know, you can also knock enemies into it with the Undertow. The only problem is the handyman is completely immune to it, because the handyman is immune to all electricity. So do not try to use the shock jockey, and also do not stay on those sky rails for very long, because he will attach himself to them and try to electrocute you. Of course, I died there. I was not in a good spot. I thought I had a good position to heal. A very strange thing about this encounter is the fact that every time you die, you go back to the dream office there. Elizabeth is not trying to revive you, and that's kind of unique. I don't know why that's the case, and Elizabeth is clearly capable of doing so. I want to max out my health and stock up on sniper rifle ammo, so even just affording my respawn, I do want to spend a little bit of money if I do die in this encounter, because I'm going to need to restock my ammo. Especially for the volley gun as well, because I need to be able to stun lock that handyman. But if I'm in a full sprint, I should be able to get enough distance away from him to where I can, I'm not going to take huge damage from his melee attacks. Right here, when you first respawn, you can potentially get the drop on him depending on where he is. I really have no idea where he is right now. But the problem is, like I said, he's been restored to full health. So, yeah. I think there's another area with a tear up there I just passed by. One guy left, gonna go ahead and skyline strike him. I'm gonna take out half his health. Everybody seems to be jumping off the sky rail right into that spot. Yeah, like I said, in the previous encounters with the handyman, sky rails are only really going to be to get you some distance between you and him, to line up some damage. And again, better to self-preserve your own health and to keep running than to turn around and deal damage to him most of the time. If you, I would say keep outrunning him until you get him to start coughing, and then turn around and deal some punishment on him. The same vigor combos work against him. There's a whole other wave of guys coming after me now, which is a bit of a concern. Using the Devil's Kiss there, I managed to deal a decent amount of damage and burn away his Vox tarp thing. So much for that. Okay, these guys have really got to give me some space, because they are really going to be what is going to be the end of me in this encounter. Yep, sure enough, I died again. Yeah, like I said, this is not an impossible encounter, but it is one of the most hard encounters in the game to not die from. I really want to spend my money carefully, but still have the means to deal with this guy. And like I said before, you cannot stun lock the handyman using the shock jockey and the volley gun, because like I said, I don't think he absorbs. I need to stop saying like I said. That's really going to get on everyone's nerves. He is immune to electricity, so you cannot stun lock him with the shock jockey. But you can wait for him to start coughing and then hit him with the Murder of Crows and the Devil's Kiss, and then start hitting him with the volley gun after that. Alright, I think I've finally cleared out this area, almost at least. There's one other guy over here. And he's dead. Okay. I'm gonna get the more sniper rifle ammo, if the game will allow me. If I didn't say so before, the handyman has several different attacks, one of which is an electrical blast that he can send forward outwardly at you. And he rarely does it. He was about to do it right there, but I think I interrupted him with the volley gun there. So we're just going to keep running until he starts coughing, and then we're going to turn around and deal some damage. Or he could just cut us off. That's lovely. Now, Elizabeth was very kind there with that ammo, or that, I'm sorry, that health, because we really needed it. And if I ever get really low on volley gun ammo, there's an RPG there. But I honestly think the volley gun's going to be more effective for now, just because if he keeps taking that damage animation, it's going to keep him stun locked, at least for a little bit. Out of salt, so no more vigor combos either. Come on! Let's go ahead and get 100%. I'm not going to take any chances here. Alright, direct hit. Come on, let him have it. You just throw you a banana and call it a day. Alright. Finally defeated him. And of course, every single handyman in the game explodes when you defeat them. And we get a gear drop. Alright, I'm very happy to have made it through that encounter. I don't have hardly any ammo left for anything, and I'll probably be adjusting my setup again. Definitely not the most elegant handyman fight. I could have done a lot better with that. But I got it done, so I'm moving on. It wouldn't be an LP if it wasn't going to be sloppy, right? At least not for me. Not forgetting about that sniper rifle ammo there. Oh, crap. Fitzroy still has,
No! She's going to kill that child. Booker, we have to do something. We have to act. We have to get in there. Come on,
He's gonna kill Fink's kid.
Here, boost me up. Go to the window and distract Daisy. Go!
Is this it? Is this your movement, Daisy?
Look at me. Face your enemy in the eye.
This is what needs to be done. You see,
Come on, Elizabeth. We're counting on you.
Weeds. Cut them down and they just grow back. If you want to get rid of the weed, you gotta pull it up from the root. It's the only way to be.
Elizabeth.
I guess it runs in the family.
Wow. Holy crap, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Whoa, hey, easy.
She's probably very upset. We should leave her alone for a minute. Come over here and inspect Fink's corpse here and get this very critical audio diary from Parallel World Booker.
Fitzroy, you win this fool war. You send this to New York. They ain't getting the girl. Whoever they are. Maybe I did right by you and the Vox. But in the end, that don't square anything. Anna, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we don't always make the right choice. Apparently that Booker met an unfortunate end because he didn't make the right choice like we did. But not everyone's entitled to a do-over.
Look, I've been
I
there.
hope she's okay. She's never killed anyone before. All that blood, she's probably in shock.
I think you should talk to me.
We should leave her alone for a minute. Alright, time to finally get out of Columbia. Should be smooth sailing from here. No one to stop us now.
Elizabeth.
Well, hey.
This is all they had.
Now if it looks great, Elizabeth, and it's very familiar.
Do what?
Forget. How do you wash away the things that you've done?
You don't. Just learn to live with it.
So the moment of truth between us. New York or Paris? No!
Shit. Come on, we gotta find a way to make this thing go faster.
Of course, right when we least expect it, the songbird is back again.
Gotta be some